Hey, Merry Christmas. We just want to take a few minutes of your precious Christmas time to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and share a story or two of our favorite Christmases or some great Christmas memories that has got us to where we are today. We want to dedicate this video to every one of our service members that can't be home for Christmas. We have done our time doing that, been away from home for significant events and definitely Christmases. And so we know what it's like for those service members that are deployed away from their families, or even those youngsters that are in basic training, starting basic training this month of December, and they don't get to go home on that Christmas exodus or whatever. And I'll actually share a story about that. But we just wanted to take a little time to share our greetings for the Christmas season.
Merry Christmas. We're going to start off with the one Christmas that is very memorable to me for our kids. It was 2005. We bought them each a luggage suitcase to go to Disneyland with their favorite character on it. And then we got to tell them that we were going to Disneyland. Not till April, but they were very excited. The look on their eyes and the excitement of knowing that they were going.
Yep. What year was that?
I think it was 2005. Didn't we go in 2006?
7.
Okay, then it was 2006.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just remember it being after I retired from the Army.
No, this was the first time we went. So that was 2004.
I retired in 05.
Okay, but we went...
I was in Iraq in 04.
Okay, then we didn't go in 04.
We went when Josh was real small.
Yeah, so it was 98. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So...
Oh, boy, are we getting old.
96, 97. So it was Christmas of 97, and then we went in 98. Because Josh was 2 and John and Caitlin was 4.
Because he was just walking.
Okay, so my most memorable Christmas was Christmas of 1998, when we bought the kids Disney luggage and surprised them by telling them that we were going to Disneyland in April.
Yeah, that's funny. Because I was thinking 2000...
No, we went in 2008.
Yeah.
2006 or 2008 with the kids.
So that was fun.
Yeah, that was...
I remember going to Disneyland after I retired.
We did.
Because we had the big thing in Main Street, USA.
Yeah.
And they called out all the veterans.
Yes.
So that was that's a great memory. I remember that like it was yesterday. I just don't know when yesterday was.
Yes, exactly. Too many yesterdays.
So speaking of those memories of being deployed or whatever, I have a great memory that's not family related, but it's all about being away from the family and kind of what you do to cope with that. And so our battalion was kind of scattered around, and somebody sent our battalion XO executive officer a Santa Claus suit. And one night we were having a staff meeting in our talk, and I said, you got to put that Santa Claus suit on. So Christmas Eve, we convinced then Major Prendergast to put on that Santa Claus suit, and I grabbed our Humvee, and him and I drove to every single one of our positions in our battalion area. So every observation post, everybody that was out on the line that night, him and I drove and visited every single soldier in our battalion that was standing watch that night. And we gave them a Bud NA, because we weren't allowed to drink over there. But I don't know even where that came from, but we ended up getting some Bud NA and giving all the soldiers lukewarm but NA on Christmas Eve, and you know, going around and just seeing all the soldiers was, you know, hopefully it made their night. Hopefully it made it something memorable for them. You know, it was definitely one of those nights that I'll never forget. But you know, spending a lot of time away. My very first Christmas away from home, I was at Fort Benning, Georgia, and didn't go home on leave or anything. And there was a handful of us that stayed back. And I just remember they had big speakers in our area there, and the staff duty played over the loudspeakers, "There's no place like home." And you know, a bunch of rough and tough infantrymen,
Not a dry eye.
you know, airborne guys, and we were all, nobody to this day will admit it, but I could hear sniffling coming from a couple of the bunks, and probably from mine too. But I you know, missed being at home with the family and stuff, and I was just a young kid, and it was my very first time ever being away from my family.
I guess this Christmas will be a very exciting one because it will be our first Christmas with our first grandchild.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that.
So we've had some first Christmases. Teresa and I started dating in November of 1988. And so our first Christmas together was a month into our relationship. And so Teresa got introduced to, you know, all, you know, family traditions and kind of the you know, who our family is, and all of that stuff through Christmas. And the same thing with Teresa's family, got to be introduced to some of their family traditions, and saw how that went. And I figured if we could make it through the first Christmas together, we'll be okay. And
this will be our 31st Christmas.
31st Christmas together.
So here's to a Merry Christmas to all of you, and a Happy New Year.
Yep. I got one more thing.
Oh, okay.
So we dedicated this video at the very beginning to everybody that can't be home for Christmas. And that also goes for people that can't be with their loved ones at Christmas. And 32 years ago, on Christmas Eve, my brother passed away, and so we can't be with him. Although I feel like we're with him more so every Christmas than we are during the regular year. But there's just something special about being something special in a very sad way, but also understanding that he's with us all the time. So I just want to say, hug the ones that you can. So, Merry Christmas, and we will see you in the next video.